There's been a lot of talk online recently about what actually causes a stall, and something in particular called the stall stick position. Well, today we're going to take up a Cessna 172 and see if the stall stick position is a constant or not. We're going to stall it power off and power on, flaps up and flaps down, in a turn and in level flight, and even coordinated and uncoordinated. And then we'll repeat the entire experiment at an aft CG as well. Once we finish that, we'll know if the stall stick position is a constant or not. And better yet, we'll understand the physics behind when an airplane stalls. Let's get started.
Alrighty, everyone. We got the 172 started. Checklists are complete. NOTAMs are checked for the local area. Weather's checked. We've got some low ceilings supposedly moving in from the south, from Lincoln, but we should be good for now. We've got the airplane loaded to the forward limit, and we're going to take off, depart to the west here, and go look at forward limit stall behavior. We've got our yoke calibrated here for stall stick position. We've got it all the way forward is position 0, all the way aft is position 13, and then we're incremented in half-inch increments from back to front. Wahoo traffic, SAC 733 X-ray Delta, departing runway 02, left turn out to the west, Wahoo. Okay, final's clear. I did a traffic check earlier, spun it around and looked. Winds are right down the runway this morning. 02 is identified. We'll confirm heading indicator. A little off yet. Out there. Here we go. Power set. Speed low on the pedals. Gauge is into green. Airspeed's alive, RPM's good. 50, 55, rotate. 65. 70. Okay, 72, there's VY. Let it ride that. Delta Whiskey, short final 245. Hold 70, climbing for 1900, which is 300 below pattern altitude, and we'll make our turn to the left. Head on a swivel, looking for traffic. Clear left, turning left. $2,000. Got clear air out here in front of us. West looks good. Does look a little lower to the south, so hopefully we get our work done here. Okay, so today we're going to look at the causality of stall and how stick position correlates to the stall itself. Now, we've already talked about this in previous videos, but today we're out in the 172 where we can actually see what the stick position is when we stall. That's going to be helpful. Let's do the climb checklist. Airspeed 70 to 85, full power. Mixture is set because we're high density altitude already this morning. Elevator set, rudder trim set. Cruise checklist next. Okay, so we're curious to see what causes the stall. Now, a lot of people will say a stall is caused by low airspeed. Bad answer. A stall is caused by too much weight or something like that. All of these are factors that factor into when the airplane stalls, but there's only 3 reasons that I know that will cause an airplane to stall. The first is an aerodynamic force, almost always caused by the elevator. That's what we're going to be looking at today. We're going to be looking specifically at what stall or what stick position gives us a stall. The second thing is wind shear. And so if you enter wind shear, the wind itself is changing the relative wind angle, and so the angle of attack changes, not because the airplane changed, but because the wind changed. And then the third is weight shift, and that's what we're going to look at later. And of course, we're not going to pull the tail completely down with weight. We do not want to exceed the aft limit of the airplane, so we're going to load it to the aft limit, and then we're going to see that the weight changes the stall stick position. Might be a little, might be a lot. I'm not actually sure. This is as much a science experiment for me as it is for you. So we're going to take a look at that. So those are the three causes of stall: an aerodynamic force that pulls the wing to an angle of attack and stall, the wind shifting around it, and weight doing that work for us too. Looks like we're going to make it to 4,000 before we hit our cloud deck here, which is good. Clear to the northeast, so we're going to start a little northeast turn. And right now we're full power and we're at about stick position 5, climbing at 75. So let's see if we can kind of find some correlation in the stick position to airspeed here first. I'm going to leave the throttle full, start pushing forward. There's stick position 4, accelerating through 90. Still about stick position 4, 100, maybe a little past that. And what we find, and I'll put some links to or some references to aerodynamics for naval aviators, but there's a graph in there that shows correlation of stick position to airspeed, which is a good graph to look at. And what you really take away from that graph is that stick position gets real sensitive the faster you go. And that is true across a wide speed range, right? So when you're going really fast, it only takes tiny stick position changes to correlate to a steady new speed. And so we're doing about 110 right now, indicated 112, and we're stick position 3.5. Okay, 4,000, let's run the cruise checklist. Throttle set, mixture is set for high DA. Elevator and rudder trim are set, heading indicator check. They set about right. Okay. And we'll start a little left clearing turn here. A little high. Okay, looking around. And we're going to pull the throttle back, which will then allow us to pull back on the stick and slow down. We think of the throttle as the mother may I knob, right? We don't do anything without consulting the energy side of things. Starting around to the left. Oop, a little high yet. Looking around. Coming back down to 4. Okay, so we'll do a quick stall stick or a stick position correlation here to speed. We'll just set an intermediate power here. And we'll see that as we slow down, right, there's stick position 5, slowing through 80. Stick position 6, slowing through 70. Right, whenever we're accelerating or decelerating, these numbers are going to be rough hacks, right, because the dynamic problem. 64, pulling for stick position 7. Okay, there's about 7 and 60. Okay, we're going to go idle and do our first stall. This is going to be power off, clean. Stick position 8. If we hold that, we're doing about 55. Stick position 9, slowing down. Through 50. Stick position 10. 45. Stick position 11. 40-ish. Stick position 12, we're getting close. There's the stall at about the stick all the way out. Yep, that's about what we'd expect. Okay. I back up to 4, do it again. Each stall we're going to do twice, just to see that we get some consistency in our results.
Plattsmouth 569 double whiskey, right downwind for runway 34.
Turn the volume down a little bit. Okay, stick position 5 at 65, climbing. 4,000. Bringing the power out to idle. Slowing down. Hit position 7, slowing through 60. There's 8. There's 9, slowing through 50. Position 10, slowing through 45. 11. 12. Pick all the way out, buff it, nose drop. Yep, so pretty consistent that the airplane stalls power off clean at full lap stick. And I've been flying this airplane now for, I don't know, 2 or 3 years, and with all the flying I've done it, that checks. Okay, now we're going to do power off with flaps down. Back 4,000. Full flaps. Speed checks. Now this one, there we go. We've got full flaps. Full nose up trim. Stick position 6. 50 knots 7. 8. 40 knots 9. 10. 11. Okay. This one, the horn's a little late, but we're sitting here at position 11 in flaps down stalling speed, or flaps down stall. Things cleaned up here. Okay, so we're turning north. Okay, 80, let's do that one again. I don't want to get too far from home, so hopefully the light's not bad here turning to the north. Idle, carb heat, speed checks, flaps full. That's another thing you do. You put full flaps in one go if you want. If the airplane allows it. Okay, stick position 6 and 50 knots, slowing. Position 7, 45 knots. Position 8. Position 9. Position 10. I'm just holding it at 10. And now I pull to 11 and stall. Okay. We see the nose is bobbing. Stall horn's going off. We'll recover. Okay, get power in. Flaps coming out. Speed's good, flaps up. Okay, so we see that stall stick position just from power off, clean to power off flaps to land, or flaps full, is different. Interesting. Okay, let's make a U-turn to the south. Climb it back to 4, and we were clear left. And we'll do power on stall now. Now my theory is that with the prop blast from the engine at full power, we put more air over the tail, and the tail's more effective, and so we should stall at a lower stick position than position 13, which we saw earlier with the power off clean stall, because we're going to do this power on clean. Okay, so we're 4,000, we're southbound, we're going to coordinate 55, stick position 6, 50, stick position 7, 45, out there, 8, okay, brake at 9, nose down. Let's do that one again. We'll accelerate, there's stick position 6, and pull in. Bring the nose up, pause, coordinate, stick back, position 7, position 8, position 9, airplane stalls. Okay, so we see the airplane stalls at a much lower stick position with the power on versus power off. Now let's do full power, flaps full. So now we're doing the power off dirty stall, but with power. That one was stick position 11. Speed checks, full flaps. Flaps coming to full. Okay, we're northbound. Okay, stick position 5. As I add power, stick position 3. Right, because now our tail's more effective. We don't need as much aft elevator. And let's see, full flaps. Stick position 5. Wow, interesting. Okay, let's do that one again. Stick position 3. Nose coming up. Too much rudder. Take out some rudder. Stick position. Yeah, 5. Okay, there we go. Carb heat. Flaps. Flaps up. Okay, how about a power off, turning stall clean? People say, oh, accelerated stall, that's scary. Stalls faster. Well, that can be true if we're pulling the stick back. My guess is it's going to correlate pretty much to the power off, clean stall of stick position 13 all the way out. Well, let's find out. We'll do 45-degree bank turn to the left, flowing through 60, stick position 7, rolling in. There's the bank. Let me coordinate it, make sure we're coordinated. Okay, and stick position 10, 11, 12, 13, and it's just sitting on the stall horn. There's the brake. Yeah, it's almost exactly the same as our power off clean level. Let's do that one again. Altitude's good. Rolling in. Get to our 45 degrees of bank. There we go. Stick position 10, 11, 12, 13, stall. Yep.
I was going to try to make helicopter 569
Interesting.
Keep final 3, 4, 5, 7.
Okay, let's do it. Flaps down. There we saw stick position 11 in power off, flaps down. Turning stall, we got altitude. Speed checks, flaps full. Okay, I'm going to put you guys through the sun here for a sec, sorry. All right, in the turn, stick position 7. 45 degrees of bank. Coordinate it. Stick position 11. Now 12. Now, somewhere about 12 to 13. They're roughly the same. Why don't we do it to the right? Not quite the same test. We got altitude. Okay, going to the right. Pick position 10. 12. So if anything, the turn is delaying the stall. Certainly not making the stick position earlier. 60 knots, flaps up. Climbing. Okay, so those are all interesting data points. Okay, I'm trying to think here if we want to do any more. Probably cross-controlled stalls. And then I'm going to head back and load the airplane to its aft limit. I'll put you through the sun here for a sec, sorry. See how far west I work my way. Too bad. Okay, we'll start head back towards Wahoo, put the sun in the doorpost here, and we'll do some cross-controlled stalls once we get back to 4,000. So all this business about stall stick position, as we're seeing, it is not a constant, right? But it is consistent. Constant versus consistent. Consistent versus constant, right? There's a Jackie Childs reference. If you like Seinfeld. But, right, so it is, right, the airplane is what we would call a deterministic machine, which means that it responds the same way to the same stimuli. So if I put it in the same condition, it will respond the same way every single time, right? Because it's physics. That's the beauty of physics. And so what we see is that, no, the stall stick position is not the same from circumstance to circumstance, but within those circumstances it is, and it is for reasons that we can understand if we try to understand the machine, right? Okay, so let's do a straight ahead, clean, cross-controlled stall. And we'll do these left and right, as in left and right bank. Okay, so we got the power out. We got the flaps full. Run the trim in like we've been doing the same way every time. Okay, we're going to bank the airplane to the left. We're going to track straight ahead. Full right rudder. Find the bank that keeps the airplane on heading. Stick position 10. And the airplane stalled. All right, so that's a lot sooner than we might have expected. Let's do it again. Position 8. Position 9. So we're getting some buffet. Let's actually get the stall. Yeah, she's just easy. Hard to tell the difference between the buffet and just the turbulence from doing the slip. Let's do it to the left rudder. Okay, yeah, so there's some buffeting. I got the stick all the way back, and it's kind of shaking, right? But we know that in a slip, the airplane is safe to stall because it has to flip itself over to spin. We've seen that in other videos, as long as we have altitude. Yeah, there's the warning horn. So, yeah, I'm going to go with roughly full aft, just like it was straight ahead clean. But the buffet itself is muddied a little bit because of the mess, the turbulence mess from slipping. Okay, let's see. We can try it turning as well, too. Altitude, though. Get some air going. It is humid and stale in here. So. Okay, climbing back up. But yeah, 172s, right? They're not the biggest fans of slips, right? Get a lot of buffet even when you're not stalling, right? And we even have the little note here on the panel, avoid slips with flaps extended, right? Avoid is not a limitation, so it doesn't mean you can't, but I certainly wouldn't do it if I didn't know what I was doing, right? So you can slip with flaps extended, technically. Is it always a good idea? No. Is it sometimes a good idea? Maybe. I'll leave that to your personal judgment and experience. Okay, we'll do a little right turn, flipping stall. Okay, full left rudder, right turn. Ooh, stick position 6, 7, 8, 9. Choke all the way out. No, airplanes. Yeah, it's just not wanting to stall. Just right on it. Right up close to it, but not all the way there. Okay, 3,500 feet, we can do it to the left. But it's roughly correlating to power off clean that we saw earlier. Because, yeah, we don't have the stall warning horn. Yeah, full aft stick. But yeah, consistent. Okay, folks, that's all she wrote for forward CG. I'm going to make best turns for Wahoo. I'll put a place you can skip forward here, or maybe I'll just skip the video forward. And we'll see you for aft CG.
569 Delta Whiskey on the go, 34 right.
All right, everyone, welcome back. I landed, picked up all my weight, and got her started again, and we're ready to go. Added about 300 pounds of weight, just shy of that. We are legal inside the aft limit of the airplane, but just barely. So let's see how she does. Wahoo traffic, tax 733 X-ray Delta is departing runway 02 to the west, Wahoo. Now taxiing, it feels a lot like my truck does when I go buy a bunch of lumber, right? The steering's kind of weaker, takes longer, a little more squirrely. I'm already feeling that here on the ground. Nose is sitting up higher. So we can expect the elevator to be probably more effective and less force required. So mixture's set, lights are on. And transponder, here we go. Power set, RPM's good. Oil pressure's in the green. Suction's good. 55, oh yeah. That did not take much force to rotate. Took probably way less than half that it normally does. Okay, pitching for VY. $70 to 72, good. Head back out to the west. Head on a swivel. Climbing, I'd say it's climbing a hair slower maybe. That extra weight, I would certainly think so. We certainly did burn 300 pounds of gas earlier. Yeah, initial observation, way less force to rotate. Makes sense. Okay, 1900 feet, clear to the left, turning left. Right, on the climb out there, we were running about stick position 4 for VY at 72 knots. Okay, Wahoo traffic, factory X-ray Delta, left crosswind 02, departing to the west, Wahoo. Okay, 75, just past stick position 4. Right in that neck of the woods. Right, one of the things that you have to deal with in this case is control system friction. Right, so if you have friction in the system, you don't quite always get the exact same spot in the controls for the same airspeed. You get kind of a small range. There's a good graph in aerodynamics for naval aviators on that. But there is still consistency, as we talked about earlier. So we're climbing out here. And yeah, we're definitely running a different stick position here for the same speed. I'm pretty sure we were at stick position 5 climbing out last time. I'll put a correction here if I got that wrong. Going off my memory here. Busy this morning getting all this put together to go do this video. But anywho, we're climbing out. We looked at power off, clean and dirty, and then both of those power on, then in a turn, and then cross-controlled in a slip. So we'll take a look at those same things here when we get out to the practice area. We're still looking good to the west. And power set and trim is set, so I cross my arms and all I gotta do is hold the right rudder. I towed gliders for a summer, a long time ago, and we always joked we stood on the right rudder going up and we stood on the left rudder coming back down. I think I talked about that in other videos, in my coordination video about speed correlation to rudder. Right, but generally speaking, the lower or the slower and the higher the power, the more right rudder we need, the faster, and the less power we have, the less rudder we need, or the more left rudder that we need, sorry. Hopefully that wasn't confusing. High power, low speed, right rudder. High speed, low power, left rudder. Okay. Yeah, doing still about stick position 4. And 70 knots. Okay, I'm gonna go back to 4,000. And we'll start with our power off, clean stall. My guess is we'll see 2 to 3 markings less to get the same stall all the way across. That's my hypothesis. More than happy to be proven wrong. Who knows? Maybe it will be exactly the same. I don't know. But I think it's going to be less stick position. So let's find out. Or less aft stick to make it. So we're accelerating. Cruise checklist. Throttle mixture, trim, and heading indicator. Okay, we'll do a full power run like we did earlier. Compare the numbers. There's 100 knots. Stick position 3 or so. $105 knots, right? We're heavier this time. More induced drag, so we're not likely to see the same speed. $105 knots. Approaching stick position 3. I bet we'll get 110 and stick position 3 out of it. Yep, there we go. About what we're seeing there. Okay, now do our clearing turns. Clear left. Looking for traffic, looking around, looking up, looking down, and all around. See if I can hold altitude this time. Ah. Why yet? Don't pull on the stick unless you need to, Dave. Okie dokie. Coming back to the west, we'll work west for a little bit, and then we'll work across the sun until it's time to head back. Okay, carb heat. Idle. Let's start with that power off clean stall. Hypothesis, less aft stick for the same stall. Okay, stick position 5, decelerating through 70. Stick position 6, flowing through 55. Stick position 7, 50. Position 8, 45. Stall at stick position 9. There we go. Yep, we hold it back to 10. Yeah, she's firmly in the stall. I'd say she's right in the stall at stick position 9. So that's almost that much less aft stick to achieve the same stall. Carb heat, full power, climb back up, do it again. Do everything twice. Make sure we have at least some consistency. But yeah, interesting, right? So why is that happening? Well, let's play devil's advocate. First of all, we are heavier, right? So let's think about that. Heavier, well, that means it's going to stall at the same angle of attack, right? Airplanes stall at the same angle of attack, but it would stall at a higher speed, right? So maybe we saw some higher speed there. I wasn't looking at the speed exactly in the stall, and as we know, airspeed's kind of unreliable at high angle of attack and low speed. But stick position was definitely less. Carb heat, idle, flaps up. Going down. 65. 60, sticks position 6. 55. 50, stick position 7. Stick position 8. Stick position 9. Stall. Yep, that's a stall, all right. Dancing it with the rudders, stick forward. Full power. Okay, so that's, well, each of these tick marks is half an inch. So stick position 9 versus 13, that's 4 positions, so that's 2 inches of difference there. Now let's do it, power off, flaps full. I would guess stick position 7. Let's find out. Climbing back up. Power out. Flap full. 60 knots, stick position 4. Position 5. 40 knots. Position 6. Position 7. Stall. Look at that. Okay, relax the stick. Let's just do it again right from here. 50 knots, stick position 4.
Norfolk traffic, TR1 November Pop, 10 minutes out, we're planning straight in on lane 2, Norfolk.
Stick position 5, 6, and 7. Stall. There we go. We're 3.5 inches away from the full app limit, and it's stalling. Okay, flaps to 20. Flaps up. Climbing away. Okay. Good data there, as expected. Next up is clean power on. Make a right turn here. Clear to the right. Climbing back 4. We'll do power on clean. And here I would guess, probably stick position 7 because we were stick position 9, I believe, if I remember correctly. Just a moment ago, power off clean. And now we're going to be blasting air over the tail, so it's going to be more effective, so I would expect less stick. Climbing back up. Almost to 4, we'll start from here. 70 knots, stick position 4. Decelerating, pulling back. Position 5, 60 knots. 50 knots. Not even to stick position 6 yet. There's 6. 4. Stick position 7. Brake. Very good. Accelerating. Let's do it again. Nose up and pause. Position 5, 55.
Traffic, TR1 November Pop, 4.0
Okay, 45 knots, stick position 6. 40 knots. Position 7, brake. Oop, don't use ailerons, Dave. Okay, let's do it with full flaps. Speed checks, full flaps. Oh, she's raring to go now. Okay, I'm at stick position 2. He's slowing down, I'm trimming forward. Okay, stick position 3. Wow, look at that. Stick position 3 and a full stall. We don't even get to stick position 3 and cruise. Right, but we're power on, flaps down. Stick position 2. Yeah, brake it, stick position 2. Let's do it one more time. This is interesting. And I've got the trim almost all the way forward. Not all the way, but certainly not back. Stick position 2, 3, there's the brake. Yep. Fascinating. Okay, speed checks, flaps up. 60 knots. Didn't like that. We had almost no back pressure in and really forward stick, right? Even more forward stick than we have right now in the climb, right? Crazy. Okay, what's up next? I believe turning stalls, right? Power off. Clean and dirty. So let's do those. 75 knots. Idle, flaps up. 45-degree bank turn. Coordinate it. Position 8. Position 9. Position 10, brake. Yep. Let's do it to the right. Much rudder rolling over. Good altitude. Coordinated 45, position 8, position 9, position 10. Stall almost, yeah, position 10. Okay. Full, way less than full aft, that's for sure. Okay, and let's do them dirty. Speed checks, flaps full. Turning left. Coordinating, not pulling. Banked. Position 7. Position 8, stall. Stick forward. Go to the right. Coordinate, 45-degree bank. Pick position 8. 8 to 9. I'll probably stall at 9 now. Slightly different. Certainly not full aft. Okay. Carb heat. Idle. Okay, we're going to do straight ahead, slipping stall. Full rudder. Position 5. Oh, wow. Stick position 6. Not much. Not as much, or way less than I would have thought, actually, believe it or not. So that's interesting. Let's do it to slip to the right. Left rudder, sorry. And bank to the right. Yeah. Stick position 6. So let's get the horn. Yeah, I've got it all the way aft, actually. Sorry. Yeah, it's just real easy to slip and stall. Try that one to the left again. We are getting buffet, but no horn. There's horn at position 11. Full aft. Yeah, and there it goes. Okay. So the slip really seems to preclude the stall. We got a high rate of descent. That's probably part of it. High drag. So yeah, still hypothesizing, still working through this. If you are familiar with this regime, aft CG slipping stalls, let me know. Curious to know what you've experienced. We'll do one more set here. Climbing back up. So, what have we seen from this whole experiment, though? We've seen that stall stick position in the idea that there is only ever one stall position of the stick is simply not true. It is, however, consistent. So if you know your airplane, you know your conditions, you know your CG and weight, and you've been to that corner of the envelope before, then yes, you can know where the yoke is going to be when the airplane stalls. And there are pilots who use this every day, right? Crop dusters, air show pilots, right? People who operate at the margins all the time. They know how much they can pull in any given configuration without stalling the airplane, right? And they do it thousands of times, right? Crop dusters in a season, thousands and thousands of reversing turns, right? What we would normally call in general aviation aggressive maneuvering, all protected from stall because the pilot is familiar with the capabilities of the airplane. He's familiar with the stall itself, right? So therefore knows how to avoid pulling the stick back too far, right? As one of my instructors told me, don't pull the stick all the way back, dummy, right? And I think we could agree from everything we've seen that there is one stall stick position for all stalls, and that is the yoke all the way aft, right? So if you can pull through the stall to all the way aft, and if you pull the yoke all the way aft, yeah, it's going to stall. But it could very well stall sooner, as we've proven multiple times already. So let's do those slipping stalls in a turn now. and then we'll head back to Wahoo and call it a day. We'll start with a right turn because the sun's off our left. Okay, right turn. Full left rudder. Stick positions 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Pick all the way out. Horns off. Just sitting in the high-rated descent here. Okay. We'll go to the left. All I'm getting at with these is it's muddy, right? Knowing exactly where. But 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, all the way out. Right? There we go. Okay, we're going to call it there. Retrim. Oh, yeah. There we go. All right. I hope you enjoyed this video. Argue away in the comments below. Have at it. Be nice, though. Thanks for watching. If you want to follow back to Wahoo, you're more than welcome. I'll keep the video rolling. But thanks for coming along. As we proved that stall stick position is not a constant. Right, there is a wide range. We saw all the way from position 3, which we're at right now in cruise, right? Position 3, 100 knots. And we saw position 3 with aft CG, full flaps, power on, right? That's where you're going to be in a go-around. So yeah, you may very well be shoving the yoke all the way forward in a go-around situation. If you're in this kind of a situation. Versus the plain old power off, stall, clean, forward CG is basically stick all the way out in this particular 172. Fascinating, right? All right, we're 10 miles out from Wahoo. Wahoo traffic, dot 733 X-ray Delta, 10 to the west, inbound, 0 to Wahoo. Listen to the weather real quick.
At 7, visibility 103, 3,700. Scattered 4,800. Scattered ceiling 6,500. Broken temperature 19 Celsius. Dew point 16. Altimeter 29.5.
905, set. Get the winds one more time, sorry.
Wahoo Municipal Airport. Automated weather observation 1242 Zulu weather wind 040 at 6 visibility 10.
Okay, not bad. 040 at 6. And we're inbound here. Okay, so yeah, we were talking about how we saw a wide range of stick positions in the stall. We know all the way aft is going to be a stall, right? But that doesn't mean we can guarantee it won't happen sooner. So, should you be aware of your stick position when you're flying? I would say absolutely yes. But I wouldn't just blindly trust as you put friends in the airplane, take them out, put stuff in the airplane, take it out. Fly heavy, fly light, fly high altitude, fly low altitude, that somehow you can just have a magic marker point on the stick that you're never going to stall at. No, we saw that more nuanced than that, right? That's something that every argument struggles with is nuance, right? Everyone wants a simple answer. I want a simple answer. Unfortunately, stall stick position is not a simple answer. We can find consistency if we know how to go look for it, which we did today. But that does not mean that it is a constant. The angle of attack that the airplane stalls at is a constant. But no, stall stick position is not. Okay, so we're coming up 5 miles now. Wahoo traffic, stack 733 X-ray Delta is 5 to the west, inbound left 802 Wahoo. Okay. Cruising out here, we got a descent going down to 2,200 feet. Pattern altitude, we want to get to that early so that we can see other traffic, right? Because other traffic is going to be below the horizon until we get to their same altitude, right? If they're same altitude with us, they should be about a thumb width above the horizon. If we lay our thumb flat, put our nail on the horizon line itself, traffic will be sitting above that, right? So coming into the pattern high is not a good decision because you can't see the other airplanes, right? And sorry to sound like a broken record here, but not everybody these days, even in 2026, has ADS-B out, right? The Luscombe's and the Cubs and the Champs and the Gliders and the Birds, they don't have ADS-B out, right? Maybe not even a transponder. There's still thousands of those airplanes out there flying. So we got to be careful. We got to have our eyes outside. We got to know where to look for traffic. We got to use our high technology tools when we can, right? ADS-BN is a great tool, but it doesn't tell us everything, right? So we got to be careful.
Flight traffic, TAC 733 X-ray Delta is a 2-mile left base 02 Wahoo.
Okay, I'm at pattern altitude. I'm scanning, right? And for those of you who fly low patterns, I'm sorry, but shame on you, right? Shame. Shouldn't be flying low patterns. Why? Because we can't see you, right? You're down in the dirt. But come on up to 1,000 feet with the rest of us and play along, right? Then we'll be able to see you. Okay, coming into the pattern here. I used to fly low patterns, right? And back in the day, even the AIM said you could, right? The AIM said 600 to 1,000 feet was the traffic pattern altitude, right? So I took full advantage of that 600. But the AIM changed, right? It says 1,000 feet now. And we're all just trying to be out here and be safe together. So, yeah, let's all fly the same altitude, then we'll be able to see each other. Okay, idle. Okay, slowing down. Got a good glide on the airplane. Flowing through 75. Flaps up for now. Let's start pumping in flaps here in a sec.
Flight traffic, TAC 3 X-ray Delta is turn to mile final 02 full stop Wahoo.
Okay, speed checks. Flaps to 20. Oh yeah, got a good glide on it. Flaps 30. Final appears clear. Full flaps. 65. Got my app CG, so I'm going to be careful. Right, especially if I start adding power. Ho, that nose is going to come up and she's going to try and get slow on me. 65. Right, we can expect speed loss down here at low altitude. That's very common, right? Wind shear. Even if it's gentle, it's still there. Right, stick position 3. 60 knots. Got it made. Keeping the nose down, keeping it down. And start flaring. And spank it on the number 2s. And slowing down. Clear left, clear right. Clear left, turn left.
Wahoo traffic, TAC 3 X-ray Delta left.
Turning off 02 on 3113 Wahoo. Okay, we're back to my pickup truck. Here with the wood in the back, right? Because that nose is up, that strut is fully extended, and the steering is floppy. Okay. Well, thank you all for if you stuck around this long. I appreciate it. Let me get clear here.
Wahoo traffic, 3 X-ray Delta is clear of all runways at Wahoo.
Okay, flaps up, carb heat, lights, nav lights, after landing checklist. Yep. Okay. Checks. Okay, thanks for coming along, everyone. I really appreciate it if you watched this long. Also, if you're interested in flight instruction, in person or virtual, please feel free to contact me through LinkedIn. I'd be more than happy to talk with you. And might be able to work something out. I really enjoy doing virtual ground school and helping people, whether it's towards the written or towards an oral check ride or even just trying to understand these airplanes and the atmosphere and the regs that we fly in, the whole environment. It's all fascinating stuff. If you're in eastern Nebraska, who knows, maybe you can come join our flying club out here and do a little flying with us. And hopefully we'll be back in the Luscombe here soon. Poor Luscombe hasn't been up much. Work's been really busy, and that's why I haven't recorded a video in a while. But hopefully we'll get back to some more videos here as we enjoy summer. Thanks for coming along. Fly safe, and we'll talk to you next time.